Mike and Mirage. This is Chase Townsend and Krishna Pola. We're market analysts here at Buckhead Wealth Management, and today we're going to be talking about CRISPR-Cas9 and the patent war it has. So, what are the major companies right now in this patent war?
Well, Micah, thank you for having me. So the three major companies that are dealing with this patent war is going to be Editas Medicine, Crispr Therapeutics, and Intellia Therapeutics. And this patent war, it goes back, longer than what we've been dealing with for the past couple months, past couple weeks. It goes back to around mid-February 2017, and that's where the Broad Institute won the right to patent their intellectual property having to do with the CRISPR-Cas9 system. And what's really crazy about this is that Intellia definitely has an argument. So what we're dealing with now is just the repercussions of everything. And so it'll be really interesting to see in the coming weeks what happens. But yeah, I would say those are the three main players.
Okay, so right now, who would you say is taking the lead in this patent war?
Back when in February 2015, let me give you a little introduction first. So back when CRISPR-Cas9 was invented, it was discovered, more so, it was by Emmanuel Charpentier and Jennifer Doudna in the UC Berkeley labs. They were investigating a bacteria called Streptococcus pyogenes, and they found this CRISPR system that lets the bacteria kind of fight off its virus through editing genomes. So what they did was they filed a patent back when they discovered it, and then a couple months later, a man named Ben Schwong from the Broad Institute in Massachusetts, he also filed for a patent, but this time he was able to take the CRISPR system and put it into eukaryotes. So right now the patent battle going on is, who owns the rights to developing CRISPR in eukaryotes, because that's where people think the money is.
Right, and also who owns the rights to license it, who owns the right to make money based off of it.
So with all that happening, the courts ruled that these are two different things. Like eukaryotes, prokaryotes, you both get a patent, but UC was not happy with that decision, so they appealed the courts, and the courts stuck with their previous decision, and right now the Broad Institute is leading the patent battle, but by the end of July we're going to have another decision being made as to what happened with the appeal decision. But most people think it's likely that the Broad Institute is just going to keep its patent.
Right, I agree with that.
So in this patent war, whoever takes the lead and then goes on to win this, what will that mean for their company?
Well, honestly, Micah, it's going to mean a lot of things for their company. First of all, if they win and continue, if the Broad Institute continues to own this patent, then they have the ability to license everything that comes along with it. So all these other companies that are, pushing, CRISPR Therapeutics, Intellia Therapeutics, they're going to be pushing, and they're going to have to pay a lot of money for these technologies. And so if the Broad Institute wins, and they use that to work with Editas Medicine, and Editas Medicine is going to lead the way, and you're going to see that both in the financial markets and in their ability to use the technology.
Yeah. Today, actually, Editas they more so donated $125 million to the Broad Institute for the rights to be the first ones to get a license to work on specific technologies. So, if the Broad Institute wins, it's really good for Editas. If they lose, it's really good for the UC-associated companies, which are Intellia Therapeutics and Crispr Therapeutics.
Right, and this may be speculation, but you could say that Editas expects the Broad Institute to win this patent war, and that's why they were willing to donate that $125 million. They're preparing for success.
Yep.
Well, the viewers may not know this, but today actually, there's articles out that have actually influenced the stock of lots of CRISPR companies. I saw CRISPR Therapeutics go down 15%.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen
others
go down
10%.
Yeah, all of them
was
going down
crazy,
about
yeah.
10%.
Right.
And they're saying that CRISPR now could actually cause cancer itself.
Mm-hmm.
Why should we still invest in this?
Yeah, so that's a great question. What happened today was the Nature magazine, it's a peer-reviewed journal, they released 2 articles talking about how they did research where CRISPR has the ability to